Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a great weekend. It's Monday now. So in this episode, we're going to talk about Marathon, an insider buy, 70,000 shares. It's great news. We'll take a look at it, what's going on there. We'll also take a look at Mawson's November results. They're pretty bad. The hash rate is up, but production is way down. We'll try and explain a little bit what's going on there. And before we get into all those, we'll take a look at the markets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, see what's going on there, along with the miners. And the miners are at their new 52-week lows are DMG, Hive, Marathon, Riot, BitDigital, CleanSpark, Hut 8, Iris Energy, Soluna, and TerraWolf. It has been a great stretch of a couple weeks here for the miners. So they've been continually getting lower and lower as time goes by. So we'll look at all that. And as always, this is not financial advice for entertainment only. Do your own research. I'm invested in following coins and companies. And for full disclosure, I bought another 500 shares of CleanSpark today. They've come down to a new 52-week low. I added some more continued dollar cost average into them, just so you guys are aware. And let's take a look at the markets here really quick, and then we'll get into the other things. So the S&P was down 0.9% today to 3,817. Dow Jones was down 0.49% to 32,757. NASDAQ was down 1.42% to 11,084. Bitcoin was also down today. If we look at it on the daily chart, we can see it was down 1.8% to a close of 16,439. We hit a low of 16,273 and a high of 16,822. We are kind of bouncing, looks like, off of this between, I would say, 16,400 at the bottom of 16,350 and, this kind of line of 16,750. It's kind of where we're bouncing right now. We bounced between that back here. We did dip a little bit lower here to 15,500 roughly. That is our floor right now where we may end up at. We'll see if we retest this. We're continuing to go down. So we'll see how that plays out. On the 4-hour chart, we can see that we have come down multiple times and the price continues to go down lower. That's a bearish for me sign. We can see the same thing on the 1-hour chart. We're down in price, down on the RSI a couple times here, and we're continuing to go down. So we are in this kind of bullish trend right now, unfortunately. Ethereum today closed out at, what did it close out at? It was down 1.33% to a close of 1,167. We hit a low of 1,150 and a high of 1,195. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart here. We can see here, same thing. RSI has bottomed here. Price has come up here a little bit on the RSI, but the RSI has been going up while price has been pretty flat or coming down a little bit here on the 4 hours. On the 1-hour chart, let's see what's going on here. We're at 55 right now. We've been at this levels before here. It looks like you can see it up here. And we don't have anything really. I mean, we're still lower in price compared to where we were here. Price was higher at that point, just barely. But so it's the same trend as Bitcoin right now. Really quick, going over the miners. Any finished out the day at 34 cents. Argo was up actually today, 17% to 3.5 cents. BitDigital was down 18.26 to 55 cents. Bitfarms was down 8.46% to 46 cents. CleanSpark was down 5.82% to $1.78. I was able to get in on that one at $1.77. So up a penny on that one. Cores was down 15.75% to 20 cents. DigiHost was down 8.87 to 46 cents. DMG was down 3.64 to 13 cents. Greenedge was up huge today for some reason, 46.88% to 36 cents. Don't know why. Hive was down 6.8% to $1.76. Hut 8 was down 5.97 to 87 cents. Iris Energy was down 3.62 to $1.33. Luxfolio was up 7.14% to less than a half a penny. Marathon was down 0.26% to $3.87. Mawson was down 3.45% to 28 cents. Riot was up today 0.53% to $3.82. Soluna was down 16.32 to 31 cents. Stronghold was down 2.13 to 46 cents. And TerraWolf was down 6.83 to 57 cents and some change. So not a good day in the markets. Not a good day for Bitcoin, Ethereum, the miners all around. This trend is continuing on here. Now, the network hash rate has come down a little bit more to 245 million right now on the 7-day average. If we look at the 1-day average, we can see that we are down to approximately 233. We have spiked up here a little bit in prior days. We have fallen back down a little bit. Prices come down on Bitcoin. Reason for that is the consequence of network hash rates coming down. The miners that aren't profitable at certain levels around 17,000, where they are a little bit profitable, will turn on. We fall below 17,000, they're turning the machines off. So this is where we are at right now. Okay, next is the story on Marathon. So I want to thank one of the viewers for pointing this out to me. I was not aware of this. This was, he pointed out that an insider bought 70,000 shares. I thought that was pretty interesting. So looking at the data here, it is in here. It's 70,000, and it's from Denucio. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Kevin A., director. He bought 70,000 at $4.84. That's like 300 some thousand that he paid for it. So there is some good news here. Obviously, the director thinks that they are undervalued right now, which I would agree. They are currently undervalued for where they're going to be going to. So this is good news. We got insiders buying. We want to see that with other companies happening as well. I'm not going to run through all the, well, why don't we do that? Why don't we just run through it really quick, see if anybody else is buying right now. I can see Annie, last time was in August. Nothing here for Argo. Bit Digital, we don't have any data. Bit Farms, no data. Clean Spark, we had, looks like some shares were handed out, but nobody bought. Cores, we have somebody buying, somebody selling at 14 cents. Okay. DigiHost, we got, this was back in October. DMG, somebody bought, director of issuer, 100,000 shares at 15 cents. This was in December. Greenidge, October was the last one. November for Hive. Holmes, it looks like he sold 41,000 shares. Those were probably, what are those called when they have to sell? Vested shares, I think. I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I'm on that one, but it looks like Frank Holmes sold some. Hut 8, we got NSU, got some shares, looks like, in December. Iris Energy, no data. Luxfolio, 4.2 million sale to big digital assets at 0.01. What if that's kind of like a loan, or they were diluting a little bit here. That was back in November. Marathon, we just saw that. Mawson, what do we got here? 1128, so this is pretty close. Director Hughes and Mawson bought 35,000 shares, so that's pretty good. Riot, Harris looks like sold 75,000 shares at $4.15. So that's around 300,000 as well. Don't know who that is. Harris, Chad Everett. We'll have to look into that, who that one is. Soluna, nothing recent. Stronghold, let's see here, that's from October. And TerraWolf, we got nothing here as well. So that is good news for Marathon. We do have insiders buying, which is always great. And it shows conviction that the stock is undervalued, that they're going to be doing better in the future. So that's always great there. Okay. Next is Mawson. And did I go too far? Yep, I went too far, or one less. Okay, so Mawson Infrastructure Group announces November 2022 operational update. This part here is very telling. Approximately 1.6 million generated from Mawson's energy market program in November. 9.9 million generated in 2022 year to date. So they did a lot of curtailment. Curtailment is when they shut off miners to put energy back into the grid. They get credits on it or paid in on it. I think they get credits for it. And here are the numbers here. So November Bitcoin self-mining energy market program and hosting co-location update. Equivalent total Bitcoin production is 124. So this is a combination of self-mining, hosting, and energy selling back to the grid for credits. Self-mined Bitcoin produced was only 34, way down from where it was just a month ago and a month prior. Self-mining capacity installed is 1 exahash, so this is actually an increase from where they were in October, so that's good. Year to date, they mined 1,320 BTC. At this rate, they'll be at 400 BTC next year if they keep going. Energy market program revenue, 1.6 million. Let's see here, hosting co-location installed capacity, 1.9 exahash. So that's for their customers. Total installed capacity across self-mining and hosting is 2.9 exahash. And then here's our 2023 strategy. They want to expand Bitcoin self-mining and hosting co-location operations to 4.5 exahash by Q1 of 2023 and to our anticipated 8 exahash by Q4 of 2023. Would have been nice to have a breakdown of self-mining and co-location hosting, what those are going to be at. They want to continue the expansion of their 220 megawatt Pennsylvania facility, where the company has low energy cost and large-scale expansion opportunities. Continue with our energy market program, which generates revenue and reduces overall cost of production. They want a secure portfolio of sites in our preferred geographies and jurisdictions for long-term digital infrastructure capacity. Explore opportunities to expand our digital infrastructure business. develop strategic partnerships and relationships with customers and communities. And lastly, continue to explore further asset or development site sales to free up capital for deployment at our preferred sites, those sites which best meet Mawson's investment criteria. So that would be interesting to know which sites they are looking at to possibly divest of. Given the market we're in right now, there might be some shoppers out there looking at Hut 8, potentially CleanSpark, Hive as well. Those guys are sitting on well, at least Hut 8 and Hive are sitting on quite a bit of cash. They could pull the trigger on something like this. So let's take a look at the numbers that I have for them, and we'll call it a day here. So Mawson, shares outstanding is 82 million, stock price 28 cents, market cap 22.9 million, almost 23. We can see that their current hash rate is 1 exahash. Future hash rate I have them at 1.7, and that is based on what they've sold to CleanSpark already. They did provide the information in the update. I didn't go over it because we've covered it before, so not a big deal there. BTC production, you can see their BTC production has been falling here since September. They mined 102 in September, and then 53 in October, and 34 again, or lower in November. So that is really pretty low for them right now, especially where they are with exahash. They should have been much higher than that. BTC per exahash efficiency, it was 103.52 in October, way down to 33.98. That's based on, I think they shut down for quite a long time in November. But looking at the numbers here, let's see, they sell everything that they mine, so we don't have to worry about keeping track of that. They don't have any HODL position. And let me see here. Based on the 34 BTC that they mined for themselves, they made about $600,000 in revenue for the month. We've seen a decrease here of 35% from the prior month and 48% from October to September as well. So they've been coming down on production here. And if we look at the numbers here for November, I added in these miners here, the 90 terahash miners, to get them to the 1 exahash. Prior to that, they were at 500 petahash roughly. So this got them to the 1 exahash. And based on the calculations, they were only operating for about 9.2 days out of the month. The rest of the time, they were operating or selling back into the grid, the electricity. If we go back to 30 days here on all of these, you'll see how much they would have actually made, except for maybe the ones that got added in here. But we'll just do 30. If they had all these, it would have been at 1.9. So that makes sense that they made about 1.6 million in electrical credits. Okay, put that back to where it is. And, oh, that one as well. 588,000 is where we're at right now with them. Okay, next month, if they mine for the full month, which is going to be hard for them since they've been curtailing quite a bit here. They didn't curtail that much in October, but for some reason, November, man, they've been shutting down for a long time here. We're looking at December, 31 days, 1.9 million in revenue potentially if this happens, if it happens. I'm guessing it's going to be probably closer to maybe 700,000, 800,000, depending on how much curtailment they do for that month in December. Okay, next is institutions. The institutions did come down a little bit here to 25 from 28. Shares also owned went down to 9.9 from 10.6, and percentage owned went down to 12.25 from 12.34. Not a big change. We still only have 1 buy rating, and the price target is still for the high, average, and low, $2 for that one. Now looking at their actual numbers here, you know, their growth is going to be pretty small here. If Bitcoin starts going back up in price, I could see them getting easily at least a PE of 10. So we're looking at the past 3 months or 3 quarters and the current quarter that we're in. And you can see revenue has been falling down here. They were at 19 for the first quarter, 16 for the second. Third quarter was 5.9. And then this quarter could be around 3.6. I'm guessing we're closer, probably closer to around 2.5 if they do curtailment in December. So we're looking at a total revenue of 45 million for the year, 50% net income from gross revenue. We're looking at $2.75 potentially. Bitcoin starts going back up. And on the higher end of efficiency, 75%, we're looking at $4.12 potentially. So they are undervalued like most miners are right now. And we'll just have to see how they go forward. Hopefully they can turn the ship around a little bit and start doing a little bit better going into 2023. Hopefully Bitcoin starts going up as well. That would help out. Now, I added the numbers here for our monthly comparison forum just to kind of see where they would pop in at. So a month over month hash rate comparison. Let me see, where's Mawson? Mawson actually came in number 1 because they were up from 500 to almost, to 1 exahash. So that's almost 100% increase. So that came in number 1 there for the month. BTC per exahash, they came in at the 13th spot. And then month over month BTC mined percentage, Mawson came in at 12th spot. They were down 35%. BTC mined 34, so they came in 12th spot. And then BTC mined per 1 million shares, Mawson came in the 12th spot as well on that one. So towards the bottom end of all the miners that I cover here for the month of November. You can see it here. Where's Mawson? Mawson came in number 1 for only 1. And then the rest, they came in pretty much towards the bottom here on all of these, either 4th to the bottom, 4th to the bottom, 4th to the bottom as well on that one, and then 3rd here overall. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a quick update here, what's going on with Mawson and with Bitfarms, or not Bitfarms, sorry, Marathon. If you guys have any information like that, things that I don't check normally, I'll usually check on the insider activity like once a month. But if you notice something like that, let me know. I appreciate it. I'll definitely talk about it because I think it's great news. Whether it's good news or bad news, it'd be great to hear and get you guys updated on that so that way everybody's aware of what's going on. Other than that, we are done. We'll see what happens this week. It's going to be, well, it's holiday week right now. I don't know if there's going to be anything interesting happening here. We're still waiting on, surprisingly, Core Scientific to provide their numbers for November, which is a little concerning that they haven't provided them yet. Usually they were like within the first week. We also have, let me see, who else are we missing? We're missing Soluna. Well, Soluna is the usual suspect there. And Greenidge, we're still missing Greenidge too. So hopefully we'll get those numbers from those guys. CleanSpark, I can see why they are not doing it. They're not in the best financial health right now. So setting out press releases does cost money. I think they're just trying to save as much money as they can anywhere they can. So I can see that, but they could have at least put it on their Twitter page or something like that where it's available to everybody that way. One other thing I could do is possibly go through all of their updates for the month of November, see how much they actually mined, but we still won't know what their hash rate is right now or how much BTC they sold or any of that. So it would be nice to get an update from that. And then lastly, I think Riot is kind of blowing me off right now. We talked about this about 4 or 5 weeks ago, that Riot reached out to me to see if I wanted to interview Jason Les. I told him I didn't have time, but I would like to send them some questions that the viewers might have, that I might have also. And it's been, 4 or 5 weeks now, no answers. So I'll shoot them another email, see if they want to answer the questions. If not, it would be nice of them just to say, yeah, we're not interested in answering your questions. So that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Spreadsheet is available to my Patreon members. As always, thank you to everyone there. I appreciate the support. I don't do any sponsor videos or anything like that. I may at times do a affiliate link. So if you want to pick up a ledger from Hardware Wallet, link is down in the description. I get a little commission from that if you guys want to support me that way as well. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.